calibrating a speaker because it says TV and speakers after a break-in period.
Oh,
I got you.
Well,
So what about the speaker part?
I think the first question is, do you need a break-in for your speaker?
Right.
I don't necessarily think you always have to, but I don't think it's a bad idea to assume that it can't hurt. But that doesn't mean I believe you have to do it. I just think that just to make people shut up.
That's me, anyway. Man. I don't like
go ahead and do it.
I don't like just listen to a speaker and then try to review it then, because I know there's some people say, like, "What did you
break it in?" Well, then how long should I have broken it in? An hour, 5 hours?
Yeah, what's a good amount of time? Let's say.
Honestly, sometimes I've even had manufacturers tell me that they've already broken it in for me. Now, I don't know if they do that with all of their speakers or if they did it just prior to sending to me.
They're just testing them to make sure that you get the good one.
They're cherry picking it.
Yeah, they're like, all right, let's throw this thing through 100 hours of crap.
I've had all the studio monitors, at least the ones I remember actually looking in the manual for, say like 20 to 40 hours of medium level with average bass. Like what does that even mean? So can you guys be more vague? And this is the stuff that people are making music on. So if it's that vague, like does it really matter what you're doing if you're just doing music reproduction?
Yeah. So when you test something, Aaron, I mean you could probably measure some difference when it's cold versus when it's hot, right?
Yeah.
So I think in your recent video with Earl Geddes, he was talking about how it takes a while for it to, actually
heat up components and get compression for a speaker like over time. So I started doing that with some of my recent testing, where I'll sweep a speaker and then I will play it with it's like a pink noise type tone. It's different, but it's kind of like pink noise for like 2 minutes at a high output, and then sweep it again, and then play another 2 minutes at high output, and then sweep it a third time. And then I just compare those last two to the first one to see how much the frequency response has changed, if at all, because you're thinking that if it's maybe a poor speaker or poor crossover components, then something may heat up in the chain and get you a different response as you're listening to music longer periods of time. And that is true. That has happened.
So somebody mentioned
but then when it
Andrew
cools
Jones.
off, does it go back?
Yeah. It does. That's the idea, because like the voice coils will heat up so much and they can't dissipate the heat. So you just lose output, So if you're turning the volume up 10 dB, maybe over a few minutes, if the voice coil, is warming up, then you may start to lose SPL, and you may not necessarily hear it, depending on how, on not severe it is, but it's a real thing. It does really happen. But that's why like this whole break-in stuff is just so weird, man. I think to me, it's more of a QC thing. Like if a manufacturer says it's going to take you 500 hours, to get the speaker to where we want it, to me, that's a quality control issue, Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, why aren't you doing that in the factory, or why aren't you buying better components then?
So check this out, Aaron, like about what you're saying about the voice coil heating up, right? Yeah. So, and somebody mentioned Andrew Jones here. I remember one time he was saying that he did a frequency response sweep of a speaker from low to high. And then they were doing some kind of weird testing, like some slower sweeps. And then from high to low was showing a different response.
Oh, wow. That's
right?
Weird.
Because it was heating up, I guess, at a certain point. Right?
That's interesting.
So
that sounds like a bad speaker to me.
I forget they were doing some weird testing of some pretty extreme testing, but yeah, I thought it was interesting that it was different both ways.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Here's a good comment. If the maker says break them in, then do it. They know their speakers.
Yeah, actually, and regardless of how you feel about the manufacturer telling you to do all that stuff, I'd say that's a true statement. Just do it. Just do it, just so you don't have to worry about it. Buy yourself peace of mind and roll on.
Right.
But here's what I don't like. When they say some pretty extreme amount of hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've seen some people talk about 500.
Yeah.
500 hours.
That's a lot of.
How many?
I've seen 100.
That's like
definitely 400. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to do the math, but that's like weeks worth.
Of continuous playing.
Right. Yeah. And you're probably going to burn something up.
And they say at moderate volume.
Yeah, you're probably going to.
Yeah, and then some would say like use pink noise or white noise. Some would say just use like pop music or whatever, like the music you listen to. Yeah. I don't know. And then Leon, the actual break-in is just your ears getting used to the speakers. Ooh,
I think there is some truth to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not I don't buy into it, but like I said, I do it anyway. But You know,
yeah.
it's
To
mainly
me, that's
to
just a
appease
really,
the masses.
yeah. I just think that's a really, just do it. Just
Shauna,
especially if you're a reviewer, just do it.
have you broken in your microphone yet?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if it's sounding just right. You just have to
Yeah.
talk into it a few more hours.
It's not.
I mean, I might have broke it by dropping it. I don't know.
You're
trying to connect it to the stupid arm
right in front of it. Just get you like an LL Cool J boombox, set it right in front of it, and play pink noise for 500 hours, and it'll break in your microphone.
Yeah, 500 hours. I think like, okay, 20 hours, cool. 100 hours, 500?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Like, it's time to return to speakers by then.
I know. It's like, what was it?
Exactly.
Aaron?
That's what I was about to say.
That's after the
They
45
put
day.
you on the return period. Yeah.
That's right. I mean, how many times have you actually reviewed a speaker and then plugged it in and then like, use it for however much time and like, oh man, they sound completely different now. That doesn't happen to me. If I move it to a different room,
yeah, it'll sound different. Yeah.
I think your mood could factor more than anything. Like you could be tired or hungry. You know what I mean? That would probably affect what you hear more than anything.